everyone. Good afternoon to all. Today we will discuss the topic Web 2.0 in Internet and Web Technology. And here I, ARUNA BAJPAI, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering. I think you all are very well and stay at your home. So we will learn this topic in the series of lecture number 5. So what are the contents of today lecture? First I will discuss the outlines or contents of today lecture. Then we will discuss the main topic, that is Web 2.0, and what are the features of Web 2.0. This is the topic that is related to unit first. Now, what are the outlines of today lecture? Outlines are: first topic of today lecture is prerequisite of topic. Prerequisite of topic means why we will study, or before studying the concept of Web 2.0, what we will know about the concept of web and internet. So that will call prerequisite of topic. Second topic that will be studied today, that is Web 1.0. Next topic of today lecture is Web 2.0. So in Web 1.0, first we will see what is the basic introduction of Web 1.0, what is the features of Web 1.0. Then we will further move on the topic Web 2.0. So when we will start the topic Web 2.0, so in Web 2.0, first we will discuss the introduction of Web 2.0, then we will discuss about the characteristics, some principles, some advantages of Web 2.0. Then we will move on the next topic, that is Web 3.0. So what do you mean by Web 3.0? And after the completion of this topic, the most important topic is features of Web 2.0. So what are the features of Web 2.0? We will study here in today's lecture. Now, after the completion of this topic, we will see what are the learning outcomes and some exercise means there will be some questions that will be related to this video lecture, and in the last we will see what are the references that we will use to study and learn this topic. Now, first topic is prerequisite of topic. Prerequisite of topic of today lecture is basic knowledge of internet and web. And when we will start our topic Web 1.0, so basically these are some standards that we are discuss in today lecture. So what do you mean by web and what do you mean by internet? What are the different types of web browser? What are the different types of web server? And what is the difference between web browser and web server? These topics are covered in previous lectures. So today we will discuss about the concept different standards of web, means World Wide Web. So basically World Wide Web is developed by the scientist Tim Berners-Lee. With the help of the internet, we will work on the different types of network, and that particular networks are defining on the World Wide Web. So what do you mean by Web 1.0? Basically Web 1.0 is the first stage of the World Wide Web evolution. So it is the starting of the web, and which was entirely made up of web pages, and the web pages are connected by hyperlinks. So I already told to you what do you mean by web pages. Generally the web pages are generated with the document, and that particular document is called HTML document, hypertext markup language document. So that particular documents are defined on the basis of hyperlink. And if we talk about the exact definition of web 1.0, so it is a source, or we can say it is generally referred to the web when it was a set of static websites. So if we see about the concept that will be used on the static website, where we will not provide interactive content, so that type of content will be defined in web 1.0. Second point of web 1.0 is web 1.0 is also called readable phrase of the World Wide Web. Why it is called readable phrase of the World Wide Web? Because in earlier version of web, means in web 1.0, we will not write or edit any content. We will only read the content that will be available on the World Wide Web with the help of the internet. So in web 1.0, there is only limited interaction between sites and web user. Means user only read the content of any particular site, but it will not properly interactive both the content like user to site and site to user. So it is only interaction on the basis of one-way interaction, user to site, and users can only read the contents that are available on that site. Basically, if we talk about the meaning of web 1.0, so web 1.0 is called simply an informational portal, or that will provide the information. Like if we talk about any website, or when we will open any type of website, so we will only read the data of that particular website. But if we want to search any detail or edit any detail or write anything, that will not be possible in web 1.0. So this is the basic concept of web 1.0. And basically web 1.0, it is the origin of web, and it is invented by Tim Berners-Lee. I already told to you, invention can be defined or can be done by Tim Berners-Lee, and it will only represented as read-only web, where the small amount of producer create web pages, and that particular web pages are interlinked. And web pages or website can be defined on two types, static and dynamic. But if in web 1.0, only static page can be defined, and it is a large number of web pages through browser via internet. All web pages are interlinked with the HTML document. So here user can only read information, but if we want to interact with the content of the web pages, like if you want to comment, you want to answer you, or you want to some any post, so these properties will not be applicable on web 1.0. So after the introduction of web 1.0, we will discuss the features of web 1.0. What are the features of web 1.0 that will be available on this standard? So first feature is static pages. I already told to you, with the help of web 1.0, we will generate only type of web pages is called static pages. Second feature of web 1.0 is content is served from the server's file system, and the pages that are built by the user. So user generally use server side includes, or we can say CGI. CGI means common gateway interface. So these are some type of interfaces that we will use in web 1.0. Now the next feature of web 1.0 is frames and tables will also be used in the Web 1.0 with the help of frames and tables. It will change the position and align the elements on a page. If we want to display any table on any particular location or with the help of proper alignment, like alignment means top, bottom, right, left. So these are the alignment of the element. So this property is also applicable on Web 1.0. And if we talk about the technologies that will be used in Web 1.0, so Web 1.0 is used like HTML, hypertext markup language, protocol, and that particular protocol will be called HTTP, like hypertext transfer protocol. URI means uniform resource identifier. So these are web protocols that are used in Web 1.0. And in Web 1.0, both server side and client side scripting are used, such as CGI will be used for interfacing. So there is a problem, and where the Web 1.0 will not provide or will not work properly. So problem that will be related to Web 1.0 was it is very slow, and the nature is web of 1.0 is every time when new information entered the web pages, it needs to be refreshed every time. So because of this nature, Web 1.0 will slow in nature because it does not support two-way communication. It will support only one-way platform or one-way communication. Now the second web standard, so second type of web standard will be defined into the form of Web 2.0. So basically Web 2.0 was coined by Tim O'Reilly and Media Live and International in 2004, because up to 2003 Web 1.0 will be used, but after 2003, in 2004 Web created the second standard, and that particular version is called Web 2.0. And in Web 1.0 we will only read the data, but Web 2.0 is defined into the form of writable phrase of the World Wide Web. Writable phrase of the World Wide Web means Web 2.0 is known generally as read write web, because in this web we will read the content also, or we will write any content also. So it is basically a new way to use existing internet technology. So in Web 2.0, the web user can not only read the content but also write, modify and update the content online, and it will support into a two-way platform or two-way communication, client to that particular web means user to particular site and site to the user. So Web 2.0 is interaction between web users and site, both way interaction. Now this Web 2.0 is also known as interactive or social web. Why we will called this version is interactive, I already told to you. Here the interaction between the user and sites will be both sides, not any two or particularly one side interactivity. Both side interactive will be here. So this will use the interactive purpose, or it will generate the interactive web pages, or it is also called as social web page. Web 2.0 also enable the property of like collaboration, organization and interaction. So with the help of Web 2.0, these are the some features that will include, that will not be available in Web 1.0. So this is the important version of Web 2.0. Now there are different types of definition that will be provided by different scientists. So what do you mean by Web 2.0? So first definition will be provided by Tim O'Reilly, and this is the second definition, it will be provided by Jeff Bezos. So first definition is Web 2.0 is the business revolution in the computer industry, and it caused by the move to the internet as a platform and any attempt to understand the rules for success on that new platform. So this definition will be given by Tim O'Reilly. Means Web 2.0 will used for business purpose or for the computer industry purpose also. Now the second definition of Web 2.0 is, and that will be according to Jeff Bezos, is Web 2.0 is about making the internet useful for computer. So when we will discuss about the concept of web or World Wide Web, so there will be internet is used. So with the help of internet we will create or we will make computer as a useful purpose, or we will interact with the computer also. The technologies that will be used in Web 2.0 is the web browser technologies are used in Web 2.0 development, and it includes like Ajax and JavaScript frameworks. Ajax means asynchronous JavaScript and XML, extensible markup language. So this type of technology will be used in Web 2.0. Now what are the principles of Web 2.0? Basically there are some type of principle that will be applicable for Web 2.0. Like Web 2.0 is defined as a web is a platform, because in the Web 2.0 we will read the content also, we will write any content also on the web. So that particular platform will be provided with the help of Web 2.0, and any user will add value and data with the help of any codes like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So user want to add some value and data into the web pages, so this will be very helpful. And in Web 2.0 user controls the data. Why or which property is defined to user control data? So with the help of two-way interaction user control the data. Now these are some characteristics of Web 2.0. Like first characteristics is data abstraction, powerful personal computers and broadband. So with the help of Web 2.0 it will be very useful for personal computer and broadband. And Web 2.0 will be focused on the needs of the user, and according to the needs of the user, if any user can send the request, so the request page will be defined into the types of various type of method like get page, view page. So this technology will also be used in Web 2.0. And like in Web 1.0 there will be only static type of data will be available, but in Web 2.0 will create the content on the basis of dynamic content, and the dynamic content that is responsive to user input. That particular input will be provided with the help of user. So according to the input content the output will be generated. So it is called dynamic content. Next characteristic is participation. What is the role or what is the meaning of participation? Participation means user directly interact with the site, and if user want to read and write something, so it will give the proper participation. Now, what do you mean by modularity and data abstraction? So data abstraction means when we will identify the essential features and work on that particular essential feature without knowing the background detail or without knowing the unwanted information. So that particular property is called data abstraction. So with the help of data abstraction, we will hide our data or hide our information. Only the particular information that will be related to our website or that will be helpful to any user, so that information will be displayed. Other information will be hide from the user. Modularity means different types of module will be designed for creating a web page, and when the whole website will be generated, so at that particular time we will link all the web pages with the help of hyperlink documents in the form of HTML file or HTML document. So all the modules will be interlinked, and that particular modules is converted first into the type of web pages, and all the web pages are the collection of different types of HTML documents. And when we will collect the different types of web pages and interlink that particular web pages, so a website will be generated. So these are some characteristics of Web 2.0. Now, what is the components of Web 2.0? So there are basic components of Web 2.0 that will be very useful, like technology. When we will talk about the technology of Web 2.0, so there will be different types of technology will be used, like HTML, JavaScript, CSS. So these are some technology that will be used in Web 2.0. And if we talk about the component, that is delivery component. So what do you mean by delivery component? When we will deliver our content on the particular web page or on the particular website, so that particular content will be defined, and that particular page is called into the form of proper delivery. So that is called delivery. And models means when we will use Web 2.0 or any type of web standard version, so there are different types of models will be used, like HTTP protocols and different types of protocols like TCP/IP. So the models or architecture of different protocols will be defined, like when we will talk about the TCP/IP, so there are different types of layers that will be used to describe the different functioning, and I already told to you about the concept of HTTP. Now these are some advantages of Web 2.0. Basically Web 2.0 is available at any time, any place. So if you want to access any content, so it will be available. Variety of media. Variety of media means there are multiple types of media will be used, like image, audio, video will be used in Web 2.0 content, and it will be easily accessible to all the user. Fourth advantage is learners can actively involve in knowledge building, because the participation will be both sides. So in Web 2.0, if any learners can want to involve or want to learn anything, so it will be very helpful to the learner. And by using the concept of Web 2.0, it create dynamic learning communities. So with the help of dynamic learning communities, it will generate the dynamic type of web page. Now, what is the next advantage of Web 2.0? The next advantage of Web 2.0 is everybody is the author and the editor. So if any person or any user that can want to edit anything that has been made can be tracked. So any person or any user can change anything that will be written on the web page. It is user friendly in nature. Why it is user friendly? Because interactivity from both sides, so it will provide real time discussion. So these are some advantages of Web 2.0. Now there are applications of Web 2.0. So what do you mean by the applications? And so there are different types of applications that will be defined here. Like if we talk about the internet, blogs, privacy, network, interactivity, social networking, participation, and if we want to share any video, so that is called video sharing. Wikis, www means World Wide Web. If we want to create any web page, so creativity is also the application of Web 2.0. And communities. So these are some applications of Web 2.0, and some topics are discussed in previous lectures, like about the internet, about the www, and some are discussed in the features of Web 2.0. So these are some important applications of Web 2.0 where it will be used. Now the third standard is called Web 3.0. So what do you mean by Web 3.0? There are some additional properties that will be added, and that particular web version or web standard is called Web 3.0. So it is more difficult to answer the question what is Web 3.0, because there are different type of different internet experts, and it has their different approaches and opinions to the future web. So it is also called future web because nowadays we will use like Web 2.0, and some concept of Web 3.0 will also be used, like Web 3.0 will used in machine learning also. So it is executable phase of World Wide Web. Now first phase is called read phase, second is called write phase because there is read and write, and third is called executable. So read, write and execution will be done in Web 3.0 version. So with the help of Web 3.0, it will be dynamic applications, interactive services, and machine to machine interaction can be done in Web 3.0. So when we will interact with the producer or consumer, or we can say with the user and site, so there will be a machine, so where computer will generating and thinking new information rather than the humans. So this is the technology that will be used in machine to machine interaction. Next point that will be Web 3.0 is a semantic web which refers to the future. I already told to you, generally Web 3.0 is used in the future. Nowadays we will work or important topic that will be mentioned in your syllabus is only Web 2.0, but in this lecture I discuss some basic introduction of Web 1.0 also and Web 3.0 also. So in Web 3.0, computers can interpret information like humans and intelligently. Humans and intelligently means with the help of machine we will interpret our information. Now Web 3.0 is also refers the evolution of web utilization and interaction, which will be very helpful to altering the web into a database. If we want to change or done any modification, when we will want any user to alter or to execute the web into a database. So here we will use the concept of Web 3.0. So what are the basic key elements of Web 3.0? Like it will be used in social web, where we will use the human and like-minded people with the help of their feelings, their thoughts, and linking documents only, and that particular interaction will be done with the help of the machine. And second type of web is called semantic web. So semantic web is a evolving extension of Web 3.0 that will allow people to find the information into the deeper level. So it is called semantic web. Now Web 3.0 is referred to as an intelligent web because in this we will use the concept of machine also. So this is the third generation of internet based service, and the term 3.0 was coined by John Markov. Now this is the important topic of today lecture, features of Web 2.0. Because this is why this is important, because this is important, this is included or mentioned in your syllabus, Web 2.0 and features of Web 2.0. So there are different types of features that we will study, like folksonomy. So what do you mean by folksonomy? Basically folksonomy means it is also called as a social tagging. If we want to tag any items or that particular online items is into a basis of classification, so user can apply any tag to the online system. So this word is called folksonomy, and this is the important feature of Web 2.0. Second feature of Web 2.0 is wikis. Now you already know about the concept of wiki or Wikipedia. Like this is the example of site like Wikipedia. So what do you mean by wiki? Basically wiki is a flexible or dynamic web pages that will allow users to easily share the information, and if user want to add any information, so it will add it or add information. So this is the next feature of Web 2.0, that is called wiki. Now the next type of feature is social networking. You all are know about the concept of social networking. Social networking basically allow an individual file or individual user to create a profile for themselves on the service and share that profile with other users. So all the users that will share your information or our profile, so user can generally post like photographs, any music, any video on their site, like Facebook, Twitter or MySpace is the example of social networking. Because with the help of Facebook, Twitter, user create a profile and the profile will be updated or posted with the help of photograph, any content, any type of music or any type of video. Now the fourth feature of Web 2.0 is user participation. So what do you mean by user participation? Like as the name define, user participation. User participation means if any user can participate in the content sourcing. Like the example of user participation is Wikipedia and YouTube. So if you want to search any content on Wikipedia and YouTube, so if you want to participate and if you want to any reply or any post on that particular YouTube or any particular content that will be posted on Wikipedia, so in that particular sites it will called user participation because user can participate. And user participation is also called crowd sourcing. Why it is called crowd sourcing? Because there are number of users that will be participate in content sourcing. Now the last feature of Web 2.0 is rich user experience. So what do you mean by rich user experience? If any user present any dynamic web pages with the help of Ajax means asynchronous JavaScript and XML. So that particular property is called rich user experience, because the user want to present any dynamic website or any dynamic web pages with the help of this technology. So this type of experience is called rich user experience. So these are some features that is defined or related to the Web 2.0, and there are some other features also that will be included here. Now the learning outcome of today's lecture is, with the help of this topic, the design and thinking ability. So with the help of designing and with the help of thinking, you will design your thinking ability. Now there will be an exercise into a form of some questions. Like first question is, a block can be used to, there will be 4 answers. So on the basis of today's lecture, you will give your answer. Second question is, when did the term Web 2.0 become popular? So there are again 4 options. One option will be correct. So if you see the contents properly or watch the video properly, so you will give the answer of both the question. Now the last question for your exercise and the homework of today lecture, that is, what are the differences between Web 1.0, Web 2.0 and Web 3.0. So there are some differences between Web 1.0, 2.0 and 3.0. So if you know about the basic concept of Web 1.0, 2.0 and 3.0 that I already discussed to you, so on the basis of that point, you will create your differences between 3 of them. This is the reference book, Internet and World Wide Web, How to Program, and the name of the author is P.G. Datal and H.M. Datal. So thank you to all and good day.